Hey folks, wanted to run through a few tickers. Actually, this video is for Alibaba update. I'm getting a lot of questions about it, so I'm just going to update my chart and serve as purpose as to what I think about it and how I do charts in general. A couple of tickers that are interesting today. SPCE down. I don't know if there's a headline or not. Some sort of an investigation. I think last night I saw something on Twitter. Roku's down 4%, 5 almost. Not sure what about. Markets are flattish, green. So maybe something specific. I have a note here to buy the dip in Roku into this, but I would stop out because losing this would create another debacle with a lot of supports in between, but I don't want to find out. So this would make a better long than short, assuming markets will be stable. That's a big assumption when markets are at all-time highs. So I guess there isn't a rush to do anything. But these are catchable knives. ADSK is another one. Let me see here. ADSK getting shellacked for a couple of days now. Now, this is a prior bounce level. So if it does happen, I expect sellers here somewhere. So if somebody gets long and catches it correctly and then it bounces in their favor, I would get out, book fast. Because there's the danger. I'm not saying this is what will happen. There's the danger of coming back here and then doing this, even though all of this is support. See, I have my entry point down here. Buy the dip opportunity, support zone. That's where I'm comfortable getting long. Today's puts will probably be super hot because it's a bad day after a bad day after a bad day, bad day. So the earnings debacle continues, but this was an all-time high. That's why I don't chase all-time highs. Stuff like that can happen. Now, luckily, if somebody did not get up here long, now they have an opportunity 17% lower. Okay, so on to the ticker that prompted this video. So Alibaba, wow, right? So this is a company that does very well. The P&L is extremely strong. No other company can produce the amount of sales in one day as it does, including Apple. 75 billion in one day on 11/11, which is coming up. Let me stop right here. I like the company fundamentals. I cannot condone somebody going in all in. So I was in on one of those dips. This is a weekly chart now. I think this big dip. I sold the put spread. The next day it popped. I booked it the next day. Why? Because I can't trust what the headlines are going to do from politicians. I've learned one thing over the years. The politicians never cease to amaze me as to what length they can go, destruction they cause in order to make a point. So I don't want to put my money in the hands of the politicians. So even if I miss out on upside. So let me tell you one thing that nobody's talking about. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm just thinking out of the box here. What will happen to Alibaba stock if they cancel 11/11? There's nobody's talking about this. In fact, I don't watch CNBC or listen to the news, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just speculating. Now, if the Chinese authorities are after it because it's dominant, because it's a monopoly-ish, how much better good faith forward could it do by canceling its biggest event, its flagship event? What if they're scared that if they don't cancel it? What if somebody asked them to cancel it behind the scenes? I don't know any of this. I'm just speculating out of the blue headline. I think the stock will get cut tremendously. Now, I have no reason to expect that. I'm just throwing the what if out there so somebody doesn't say, oh, this is absolutely a bottom. I'm going all in. Who can say that? Nobody. Not me. So this is a base for many, many reasons in many, many years. We're going back to 2017. This is a base. Alibaba is a better long than short. Okay? That aside, let's talk shorter term. Is this an entry point? Not to my eye. This is where sellers jump in, and they did. Today it's down a little bit, but it's well off its highs. Where it stopped, look left. So, and look, from here to here, this is about half. So everything plays out. So let me show you my notes. I haven't updated them in a while. It tells you how bullish I am, the stock. Every place I say try to hold the floor, and if it doesn't, look what happens. Resistance zone, boy, did that play out. So I can take that out, obviously. This is a resistance zone that I can extend right, which I did. Look, resistance zone. They didn't get there. They did one time and failed. Sellers could be lurking with an arrow right there. Look how like it's a fortune teller type of a thing. I put the arrows way before because I shared along and I said stop out 1 and 2. And if somebody stopped out, they saved themselves the whole pain because I knew that this would happen if we don't hold these 2 floors. And look, whoosh. And if you can read it here, it says support zone, but if lost, new leg lower. Sure enough, it came. Resistance zone. I draw these lines ahead of time. Like support, that was support, now it's resistance. So anything in here is resistance. And sure enough, it all plays out. So what does this all say? It just says that I should expect sellers here. So I'm going to say resistance zone, right? So prior important line support equals now resistance. And I'll make it white so it pops. So everything up here is going to be labored. In fact, I can lower that to here. It would still be the same. Clearly, like this is here. In fact, right there. That's where I told you there's going to be, I didn't say, I just said it earlier today. It's not like anyway. So I expect sellers here. Now, it's not a wall. It just means that they could fade a little bit, come back to it, and pop. So it is an opportunity. And let me see here. So I can extend everything here. Sellers lurking. Yeah, no kidding. And clearly, so I will just do this. Declutter, just resistance zone. All right. Everything is resistance. Every ledge. So let me zoom out. This is 1 year's worth of data. Let me take out the lines. Whoop, take out the lines. All right. Anything evident to you? Bears are in control. Until that changes, I don't anticipate a bottom. So the bottom is a process. Step 1, you stop making new lows. That was a start of a bottom. That was the start of a bottom. And then you work up. And then you face prior resistance. Step 2 of the bottom is to fade and make progress against that prior resistance. Here they didn't. So they came back to the bottom that they tried to hold already and lost it. Same process repeats. Double bottom here. Okay, we're going. They came back to a prior resistance and they failed. Guess what? They came back, they didn't even slow down. New low. As long as this is happening, so this looks like a bottom, but how is this different than these two? Or these two? Hell, or these two? It's not. So now, okay, bottom. Now they're going to tackle prior problem areas. So if they come back to here is okay. If they come back to here, I guess it's okay. But why? If they come back to here, I would get out because you don't want to find out if this is going to be a double bottom or not, because losing it goes straight down. So ideally you want them to do this, come back here, beat it a little bit, and make progress to establish a higher low trend. And then tackle every little line along the way to finally snap out of it. Meanwhile, the bears are in control. The machines are in this mindset. They sell the pops. They sell the pops. Until the behavior changes, then the code changes. They call it AI. I don't know about AI, but it is somewhat methodical. So it's not looking or anticipating. It just sees and then reacts using different venues, codes, lines, script, whatever you want to call them. Algos, the favorite word of people. Okay, so this is the Alibaba story. Fundamentally, I don't have to tell you how good the company is. I guess we'll do it. So let's look at the total revenue. 40 billion in 2017, 117 billion now on running 12 months. Yeah, that's pretty dang strong, right? Net income, 9 billion to 22 and change. Clearly, it's firing on all cylinders. Statistically speaking, it's only 4 times sales. You know that this is the closest to Amazon of all the gigacaps. The price to sales. Amazon used to be around 4. I haven't checked in a while. 21 PE. What? Are you kidding me? 21 PE? Look at this. Let me see price to sales, how it was before. Look at price to sales, say, last year. it was 10. Now it's 4. That's code I put in there. So from 10 to 4, price to sales. That's how much froth came out of the stock price. So what is the price to sales? It's basically if I'm buying shares right now, I'm giving it 4 years of its total sales credit. Nothing about profitability. It's like going to a pizza shop and say, I'd like to buy your store. The guy will say, or the girl will say, hey, I want you to pay me 5 years worth of my full year sales. You know, it's not unreasonable if I'm coming to buy a company that's running as well as this one, like Amazon. 4 years worth of its total sales, it's a freaking bargain. Not that anybody can do that, but that's the theory. If I'm buying one share, I'm giving it 4 years worth of credit in sales. That is insanely cheap. Apple is more than double that, just to give you an idea. And Apple doesn't grow nearly as fast as these guys do. So bargain company fundamentally. That doesn't change the fact that the traders hate it. The machines hate it. Therefore, I shouldn't anticipate its pop. Now, another way to trade it may be cheaply through the FXI. It's cheaper to buy FXI calls and cheaper to sell puts in them for smaller accounts. They don't trade 1-to-1, but they're pretty similar. Let's see here. Fairly similar. Both have a usually bad descending trend. This one has fewer ledges to deal with, so I think this one, if it clears 42.5, 42.3, it could have some runway to say 45 and then tackle that problem up there. So think logically and don't assume anything, because we don't know what these politicians are doing. I'm amazed that they did so much already. It's just unbelievable. The destruction of market cap in these mega cap like Baidu and I'm drawing a blank now. Anyway, KWeb I guess would represent the FXI as well. So JD.com, yeah. Well, this one is doing a little bit better. So this would be the breakout happening from here, but it's still in progress. It's not confirmed, and it faces immediate resistance. So we just turned this video into just a discussion about Chinese stocks, but really I just wanted to update people on the Baba situation. What do you think of Baba? I think the world of Baba. That doesn't mean I'm going to jump in with both feet. That's basically the bottom line.